Dylan, we were talking and you said your favorite thing in the whole world was vegan cheese, right?
No, I don't know if I've ever had. I probably have had vegan cheese because of you, but I like real cheese, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I made that up. I don't know why I started it like that.
You
But
did-
so there's this vegan cheese company that is backed by Mark Cuban. I don't know. I should have looked this up if that was from like Shark Tank. Yes. Okay. So they went on Shark Tank season 15, episode 9. And I guess Mark Cuban backed them. But anyways, this company, Rebel Cheese, it's like a luxury vegan cheese company. So they make like wheels of cheese that are plant-based rather than like shredded, the normal cheese. So it's supposed to be more like luxury for charcuterie boards and stuff like that. But they recently found a win with AI that I wanted to dive into to kind of give some ideas on maybe how you, the listener, could use AI.
Yeah, still
So,
these tactics, see where they fit
yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's a lot of the problem is like you're looking at this technology and it's like, that's really cool, but how do I actually use it?
Like, what's a pragmatic example of how it's actually used to
Yeah.
increase profit?
Yeah, exactly. And in this case, they increased profit by saving about $250,000
That
in
was
a
good.
year.
Nice.
So I'll just go into the story real quick. The company suspected that shipping partners had been overcharging them for various reasons. I don't think they're saying it was malicious or anything. But so what the company did is they built an AI agent that would audit weekly shipping invoices and compare the invoices against each of their different carriers' contracts. So they would check the rates by zone, weight, package dimensions, and other shipping specs. So they have all that data of like this carrier charges this much for this size package. So they just put all that into this agent, and then every package they send, they would run it through that agent and have it check the final price that the carrier gave them. And they said they were able to find, obviously a lot of discrepancies here, $250,000 worth of overcharge that then they were able to take to those carriers and get that money refunded. And then they went the next level and they actually set up like a computer vision. They set up a camera, hooked it to their AI, and they had it scan the packages before they shipped them, and they would like review for like bulging boxes, which this says it can go like as little as an eighth of an inch. So you might not even see that with your human eyes, but
Yeah.
that can add charges once it gets to the carrier. So they just ran every package through this agent, scanning the box before sending it. No, I misspoke. They claim it saved them $400,000 in 1 year.
Wow.
So
That'll do.
significantly more. Yeah. So it says they still kept humans involved. They would, upload the invoices themselves and review all the outputs just to make sure that they're not going to their carriers and saying you overcharge us when, it wasn't true. Yeah, they said it, the AI created leverage for them for a small team to be able to catch these mistakes early before it became a expensive bill. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this story.
Yeah, that's great. So technology now could do a lot more than it used to. So traditionally, even with software, if you hired a bunch of software engineers to solve this problem, like it really doesn't matter. You have to have a human. For one, you have to build a lot of like physical technology to tell the difference in like an eighth of an inch on a box, or to look at invoices manually. You'd have to hire somebody, and it would take full time, and it would take them months to be trained on what the invoices actually are supposed to look like. And so, yeah, this is a great use case. This definitely paid for itself, paid for the token usage. It's a great use case. If there's any kind of manual process, like document review, and even like with the vision, like if you've got somebody that is reviewing books and then literally just from reviewing the books, answering yes or no, in this instance, like, did they charge the right amount? It's a great opportunity for AI.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And just like the amount of data, like it might be overwhelming to try to sit down and look at every single package you send, compare that. If you work with, I don't know, 6 different carriers, you're having to look up so many different variables and like crunch all these numbers. And that's
Yeah.
like the perfect use case for an agent to handle.
Yeah, and that work really doesn't evolve. Their variables may change. Like there may be a couple variables, like contracts change, or inputs of, okay, this should be charged more because of this specific reason. That's all something you could feed into the model. If it understands the contract and you give it the correct parameters, it can be smart enough to catch these kinds of things. So that's a great use case. What was the business called?
Rebel Cheese.
Rebel Cheese.
It looks good. If you are plant-based, I've never tried it. It looks good.
Are they gonna pass that savings on to their customer?
Definitely.
Yeah, 400K isn't quite enough, but yeah, saves
Well,
$40,000 a month. That's crazy. I wonder what model they used. Let's see.
yeah, I don't know. It doesn't go into that detail, I don't think.
It looks like so Mark Cuban owns an agency that did this. The article doesn't name a specific model. I mean, this kind of thing, this would cost probably under $1 per run.
Well, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because
So
most of it's just, probably big chunks of data. You probably check a whole week's worth of shipping in one go.
yeah. Yeah. And an important thing to call out here is that human in the loop part of it. And so what you would have to do is you'd have to have a person, this is before AI, you'd have to have a person look through these and then say, hey, I think these are what we need to like double check. And you send it off to like a more senior person. Now the AI can handle that and hand that off to a real human to verify. So even if, out of, let's say 10 invoices, it finds 3, and then only one of those is actually a valid like overcharge, that is super nice because you didn't have to go through those 10 contracts. And even if it missed one, that's one contract you wouldn't have caught
Yeah.
anyways. And we say this all the time. This is hitting on 2 common things we talk about all the time, which is human in the loop and consider 80% a success. If the AI does a lot of the grunt work for a person and then gets 80% of that work done, so the human just does the 20% that's actually important, then it's absolutely a win. So we're never going to promise the AI is going to solve all your problems, but it is going to get you to the real work faster. And so all of the grunt work of finding the contracts or finding the invoices based on your knowledge of the contracts and then whittling them down to, okay, this is a candidate for something that was overcharged. That part is automated and the last part does have to be given to a human, but that's seriously huge. That takes away an entry-level person's job, or the entry-level person can now,
Yeah, I was
work
gonna
on
say you have to make that
multi-less
sound a
work.
little nicer, Dylan. You have to say,
Yeah, no,
it saves the company a salary.
yes, it takes away an entry-level job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've worked with some entry-level people that I'm fine with taking their job away. You should find something else to do. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, that's a good article. I saw vegan cheese come across the board and I was so curious. I think that's what we'll just call this episode, is just vegan cheese.
I like it.
It's so intriguing. How did AI save this cheese?
Yeah, the scanning the boxes idea, that kind of got me thinking, but like that's a really cool use case. And I was trying to think of like back when I worked in air conditioning, I could have seen myself, when you get done with a job, you take photos of everything and then
Yeah.
you could just have that agent ready to tell you like, oh, it looks like you missed putting this final cap on that, whatever, that valve.
Yeah.
Or just have it like, it has a checklist of things that it needs to verify.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just build that into like part of your routine, then you can always just have that next level of confidence that you've finished everything, successfully.
Yeah. AI models, it's really difficult to work with video at this point, but eventually you're going to be able to, as a tech, do a video of all the work you did. And then here we go. Here's keeping the entry-level worker in their job. The entry-level worker can do that and send that video to an AI model who's trained on, the specific models of units you're working on or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it can then review a work. And then you can start a discussion there instead of having to bother the more experienced, the journeyman, on very simple things like, hey, did I put this coil back in correctly or whatever? You don't have to bother them with every little thing. It's just, the AI will catch bigger things that you can then decide, okay, I'll fix this, or I thought this actually worked this way. Let's get the more senior, the more expensive labor in here to double check this. And now they're not wasting as much time reviewing entry-level worker job. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I just figured with all the kind of negative AI news in the last couple weeks,
yeah,
just looking at an AI win would be a good boost to morale. So
AI's winning. We'll probably
Yes.
talk tomorrow about how AI is losing.
Yeah.
So tune in tomorrow. What else you got?
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Obviously, this is a show where we talk about AI for small business owners. If you're a small business owner and you are interested in learning what AI can do for your business, if you think you have a use case like this one for your business, go to infactodigital.com. There's a contact button on the top right. We'd be happy to look at the problem with you, do a free audit consultation. We're just interested to meet new business owners and see what they're doing, see what they are thinking about AI. If you want more episodes like this, but you want them in your email, you'd rather read than listen, you can go to infactodigital.com. We publish all of our episodes in written form, and we also send out an email every day. So you don't even have to go to our website. You just stay in your email. And this podcast obviously is absolutely free. So we don't ask you for anything. But if there was some way for you to help us out, I think Jackson has an idea of how you could help us out.
Yeah, well, I have an idea. Just share this episode with one other person that you think would find value from it, and maybe learn a trick or two on ways they could incorporate AI into their business. Or if they work for you, then you're tricking them into helping your business. So that helps our podcast grow organically. That's the best thing you can do to support the show right now.
Or if you work for them, if you are an employee trying to level up and grow and get more opportunity, I think your boss would probably see you as an astute employee if you are in your personal time or while you're out in the field or in the office listening to a podcast that's forward like this, looking for opportunity to help your business. Suggesting this to your boss would be a huge deal, because then they know that you care enough to do research with your own time. So
they'd be like, I was about to cut this entry level job, but I can tell this person cares. So let's keep them.
Yeah, let's keep them. All right, cool. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.